chance to sit down and actually watch a movie these days. With the Spider-Man today, do you think he actually fits the comic realm as a portrayal? Nice. So we're getting a new generation of comic followers and Spider-Man followers through movies like that. Does that help your business? Yeah, I actually bet it would do too. Now the thing that I've got to ask is literally, you sent me some goofy magazines, which I've really got to thank you for with the care package that you sent me. Is that... Yeah, I really do. I really do. In fact, you've got me down to a T there with goofy. Are you an old school kind of magazine kind of guy, or do you like the new ones that are coming out?
I like all of them.
Okay, so there's a place for the Turtles, maybe.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
There's a place in your store for the Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Turtles, sure, very popular up here.
Nice. What about the old favourites like the Smurfs?
Sometimes you have to get the perfect collector to get some of those niche comics.
Right. Now, do you specialise just for collectors, or is it for everybody?
It's for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I think reading kids starts as a young age, and you've got to be able to still provide that for people of my age that have grown up through the years, put down the comics, picked up the big hard copy books and read those for years. Now you reinsert me back into comics again, and I've got to thank you for that. I really do, because you've tweaked an interest in me. I'm rediscovering comics all over again. Do you get that reaction from a lot of people?
I do. Sometimes the parents will bring their youngsters in for a comic book, trying to get them into it, and then they'll fall back in love with it themselves, and it just starts a big cycle.
Yeah, you've done it to me. You really have. Yeah, you've just lit a fire under my bum, to be quite honest with you, because I'm also a big, how do I put this, a big Donald Duck fan.
Oh, sure. He's been around forever.
Yeah, absolutely. Him and Mickey.
Mickey Mouse. Yeah, he's been around even longer than Donald.
Yeah, and we got to really thank Walt Disney for inventing these characters way back in the day, so that people like you and I can talk about these today, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Now, have you been to Disneyland yourself?
Disneyland, Disney World, been to both of them.
Florida wouldn't be the same place without you being there, I'm sure of that. But would you say that we need to re-ensurge and re-enthuse people back into the comic literature again?
Oh, sure.
And you feel that there is a modern day place for comics like this?
Definitely.
Nice.
Comic books, right now there would be hardly anything happening in Hollywood.
Yeah, you're quite right too. Especially the Fantastic Fours and all of those as well, and the Shield, all of those guys, the Incredible Hulk.
Flash, Wonder Woman, Batman, the X-Men, they're all big time right now.
Yes, they are. In fact, I don't know how to tell you this, but just last night I was watching a movie called Wolverine. So I'm turning back into a big kid myself. Now, the thing there's something I really want to touch on, and I know you've been just quietly letting me in on this. You're a big friend of John Raines.
Yes, I am.
Now, he's making a movie right now, not to do with comics though.
Nothing to do with comic books.
That almost sounds frightening.
It's supposed to.
Great. You know, I'm getting around to actually having a chat with John and his lovely family. I see lots and lots of communications between the famous Barbara and John and his daughters and his wife. But he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that would make such a movie.
You'd be surprised at what John can come up with.
Yeah, he really, well, you know, it brings Stephen King to mind, to be quite honest. I mean, Stephen King was a very, very nice guy, but look at the movies he made.
Right.
Scary as. You know. Now, you're also going to be playing a big part in this movie. Would you like to tell us about it?
Well, in this movie, there's some demon possessions going on, and I happen to play the priest.
Hey.
To exorcise them.
I'm sorry, I just can't picture this, Paul. I really can't. I see you as a jovial kind of guy that likes to have fun in the world. Now you're taking on the demons of the underworld.
Of course. Things better.
Oh, my goodness. Are you actually booking a place in for the afterlife?
Yes, I've actually been acting for several years in minor independent movies.
Okay. I can actually relate to that. I've done a bit of acting in my past as well. And I kind of get the role that you're trying to fit into. But how does the priest end up with the girl?
It's kind of a weird thing, but the possession takes place in a young lady, and
Yeah, I've tried that for years.
he's trying to seduce me and make me fall from grace.
Well, most priests are falling from grace, aren't they?
Well, maybe.
I hope you're not religious, because I actually like to pull the wool over a few priests' eyes over the years, and I try to get them to answer hard questions without using the words "he moves in mysterious ways."
Sure.
So, as a priest, is this relating back to the very, very first exorcism?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
As playing the role of the priest and everything, and the movie itself, does this relate back to the very first exorcism?
No, I don't believe it does.
So it's a
More of a end of the times exorcism.
okay. So it's a standalone movie that isn't a sequel.
I'm not even sure if you would call it as a sequel. A standalone, all by itself kind of movie.
Okay, and would it be something that I'd take the family to?
That is yet to be seen.
I like it. Maybe the wife will give me some pocket money and let me go out and have a look at it myself.
Sure.
You know, and I'll be able to say, hey, you know the priest? I know him. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But how do you feel about putting on a priest outfit? I don't see you in a frock, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's just acting. Just like when you dress up for Halloween.
Yeah, no, don't do that either, actually. we celebrate the 5th of November, which is like your Halloween, but well, we call it Guy Fawkes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we lit off the crackers and the fire rockets and all that sort of stuff to celebrate that. Which basically, back in the day, if you have a look in England, it was about a guy called Guy Fawkes who tried to blow up Parliament.
Oh, sure, I remember that.
Yep, now I've tried that in Wellington and they didn't like it.
I'm sure nobody liked it.
Hey, I was having fun. I was having a lot of fun. My father used to be a shot firer for the coal mines here in New Zealand, so he knew how to blow things up. Me, I knew how to blow things up because I watched him and helped him out a lot, but I also knew where the key was kept to the explosives.
You count all your toes and fingers every day.
Oh, look, that was many, many years ago. And in fact, these days I would call that another life, to be honest. But I've always wanted to blow Parliament up.
Don't say that too loud. They might come after you.
Oh, it's okay. I know the politicians personally, to be quite honest. And I have told them this. They're just asking when. At the same time, I was talking to the Deputy Prime Minister the other day, and I was asking him why Wellington still has a beehive when they have so much earthquakes down that way. How come that building survives?
Yeah?
Yep, his only response is, well, it won't go down without any good being done to it. You know, I'd love to see that building levelled. You know, with you having a role as a priest, maybe you can put a good word into God for me.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, yeah. And if you can find out what that guy's phone number is, I'd love to have a copy of it.
Okay, as long as it's not unlisted, I'll pass it along.
You know, I have the same conversation with Mother Nature. She keeps telling me every now and again that wild weather's going to happen. But every time I call her, she won't answer the phone. So, Paul, how big is your store?
I've probably got so much stuff in here you'd have to turn sideways to walk through the aisle.
Barbara, that means you're out. I'm sorry.
It's a small store, but it's well packed with comics and toys and games and cards and everything else you can think of.
I understand that. And of course, when you took over Bennie's comics and cards, it would have been fairly stocked as it is. Do you get much trade coming through where you trade older magazines for maybe newer ones?
I do mostly new comics, but I do have a huge selection of the back issues. Some of the stuff going back even into the 30s.
Wow. You know, that would be worth basically a small fortune.
It probably is.
You're very modest.
If you or any of your listeners want to help me clear out some space, I'd be more than happy to help.
Well, I tell you what, that's a good place to start for a plug. You know, Bennie's Comics and Cards, Sharon, Pennsylvania. How about giving us your phone number?
Sure. It's area code 724-347-3390.
There you go, folks. If you want a card or a comic sent to you, give Paul a call, Paul Worley. I'm sure he'll be able to accommodate you very, very well. Do you have specialised collector's items that you have for specialised collectors? Do you go out and hunt for those specific kind of magazines?
I sure do.
So
a large community between all of the other comic shop owners. So if you're looking for something special and I don't have it, I've got a bunch of guys I can call and say, hey, you have it, and we'll help each other out.
Nice. So basically you're the comic hunter. Very, very cool. There's a TV series that we have on TV from time to time called The Toy Hunter, where he goes out dumpster diving and going into garages and into people's attics and stuff like that to be able to find that one little special gift, if you know what I mean. Is that like you?
Yes, it is.
Then maybe you should talk to Paul and get a few cameras and make a TV series about it.
I just might.
You know, I can actually just picture you wandering through somebody's garage trying to find that one piece of gold.
It's not as uncommon as you think.
Really? Okay. We have people in all throughout England and places like that go hunting through Grandma's attic to see if they can find a rare copy of the Beatles, for instance. Can I relate that to what you're doing?
Definitely. Attics, garages, basements.
You know, that sounds an exciting life.
It keeps me on my toes. Definitely.
I bet. That explains the haircut, right?
Right.
There you go. You don't want to get cobwebs in it. That is so cool, Paul. Now, I tell you what, just while I've got you on the line, what I'm going to do now, I'd better get back and play a couple of tracks, otherwise the boss is going to get upset with me. But I'll bring you back, have a little chat to you again, and we'll see what we can turn up. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, Paul, I'll be right with you. In the meantime, let's get back to the music. Here's Passenger Anywhere. Okay, Paul, how are you going?
I'm good.
Very cool, very cool. Is there anything in particular you would like to talk about comics?
Hang on just for a second, okay, Grant?
Okay, mate.
Okay.
He's got people there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So talk to me.
Oh, yeah, I'm really enjoying this interview with our comic mate. I think he's an interesting character and a bit of fun.
Okay.
I
Now,
think that's really exciting for all of us, and I'm also looking forward to seeing him as the priest in that film that John's going to direct and get out to us.
absolutely, I'm looking forward to seeing the movie myself. Now, tell me, how did you meet Paul?
I met Paul on Facebook.
Okay, Grant, I'm back.
Hey, Paul. Good to have you back. Now, is there anything specific that you would like to talk about in any particular brand of comic?
I thought maybe we could touch on how prices of comics have gone up lately, so that the collectors would have an idea of what they might have.
Right, that's a hell of a good idea, actually. Okay, I've got about a minute 32 left, so I'll just whip you back through to the desk. If I can find the hole, oh, there it is. Right.
This is being done on my phone, by the way. There's no video today, but this is cool.
Yeah, this is different. That's the sound of Passenger Anywhere. It is set away from 9 o'clock and 17 degrees. We're going up another degree, heading for that high of 22 today. It is Tuesday, November 29th. And I've got Paul Worley, the store owner of Bennie's Comics and Cards, coming out of Sharon, Pennsylvania, on the phone with me right now. Nice to have you along, Paul. Welcome along. We were talking a little bit about your movies and everything that you're taking part in. But I'm interested, Paul, How do you set the pricing? You must have seen the prices rise over the years. How do you set the prices for, say, rare comics?
Most of the time we use a price guide called the Overstreet Guide to Pricing Comics.
Okay.
They've been doing this for 40-some years now, I think. And they seem to know what they're doing pretty well.
Right. Now, is there a particular rare comic that you may be looking for right now?
Well, everybody's holy grail would be the Action Comics #1. That's the first appearance of Superman.
Right. So that would be the rarest one that you would like to get your hands on?
Definitely.
Very cool.
It's going to be kind of hard because there's probably less than 100 copies in the world of it. And those that do have it like to keep them squirreled away so nobody else knows they have them until it's time to sell them and they retire.
Yeah, I get that. In fact, as I was saying to you, I have a rather extensive record collection, and I'm sitting on those until I'm ready to buy myself a plot, basically. So I can fully understand where you're coming from with that. What happens if somebody just walks in the door with one?
I would probably pass out.
And tell me, who's in the background with you?
Right now, nobody.
Nobody. It sounds like you got a lady there with you.
No, just me here.
Hold on, you're not doing a Bill Clinton, are you?
No.
Yeah, it really does sound like you got somebody there. But you're saying that this particular magazine that you're looking for, and I say you if somebody walked through the door, you say you would pass out with it. What say we put a shout out and try and find somebody that wants to part with one?
Sure.
You know, and
Been reprinted.
sorry, say again.
Sorry. I said it's going to be reprinted several times, so trying to find the actual original one is going to be the tough part.
Yeah, I get that.
It came out way back in 1938 and sold for 10 cents.
Wow.
And I was looking through one of my old price guides. 20 years ago, it was selling for $50,000.
Holy.
Yeah. Hold on to your shoelaces, Grant. Nowadays, if you find a mint copy, you're going to be paying out closer to $2 million.
Wow, that's incredible. Just for a magazine, that is absolutely incredible. Now, what would you do, literally, if somebody came along and had a whole series of first editions of that?
Well, first thing I would do probably is lock the door to make sure no one else came in so I could give this guy all my attention.
Yeah, I get that. Would you auction it off?
If they came in with the whole collection, I might try to auction off everything except the first one, and that one I would hold on to so that it could appreciate in price.
Yeah, I get that. I understand exactly where you're leading with that. And I'm trying to just get my mind around the price for one comic. Is there... Yeah, I mean, that's incredible money for a magazine. Being a born-again, and you've done this to me, comic reader now, what would I look for if I wanted to start a collection?
Well, I would say for someone just starting out, read what they like first, and then get a feel for what you think you might want to try to collect for back issues, the older comics, and then go from there. The first appearances of people usually are the ones that most often command the bigger prices.
Right, yep, I understand that. Now, me, myself, I'm really a goofy kind of guy, and you got that straight away. If I wanted to buy a particular rare copy of a Goofy magazine, I'm sure you would help me out, but what would I be looking for? Which would be the best one I would go for?
Well, I know that you like Donald Duck.
Yeah, I do.
For him, you would want to go by what the artist drew. Because most of the stories themselves are kind of average, but the artist, Carl Barks, I think that's his name, he is the foremost Donald Duck artist. So that's the one that you want to go try to find.
Right. And I'm literally writing this down as we speak, so because I'm going to get on the internet later and see if I can find one. How much money would I be looking at?
Depends on what issue it is and what condition it is. But Carl started drawing them back in the 50s.
Okay.
You're probably gonna spend maybe $400 or $500 American dollars for a decent copy of a fairly average issue.
But would you see that as being a future investment?
Oh, definitely.
Say in 15 years it'll be worth maybe a little bit more than that.
Hopefully a lot more.
All right, I'm going to take your guide on that one. In fact, I might employ you to be able to find me something just like that. Always looking for something to keep my bank balance growing.
Birthday presents, Christmas presents.
Oh, hell no, I'm not going to give them away.
No, that's what they can get you for Christmas and birthday presents.
There you go. In fact, Barbara, you better take note. But I really want to discuss your in-shop antics. How often do you have people come and dress up and do celebrations inside your store?
Oh, maybe once or twice a month?
Wow, that often?
That often, yeah.
Okay, so that takes your customers by surprise, maybe?
Well, they're usually well planned out ahead of time. Sometimes, like when there's a new movie premiering, we'll get people dressed up and come down here to help promote the movie and sell some books that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see where you're going with that. I noticed one there. You had a number of pretty girls with you. Was that your wife and your daughter?
No, my wife was the one taking the picture.
Well, at least she knew about it.
That's right. I don't keep secrets from her.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get that. I never do either. It is just not worth my career if I do. In fact, I got to say that the wife here is actually my boss, so I got to do what I'm told.
Exactly.
Yep. And tell me, are you looking at expanding your store in the future?
I would love to, if I can find a big enough place for it. It's going to be within my reasonable rent expenditures.
Okay, so you're not actually owning the building yourself, you're renting?
So this building I do own.
Great.
If I were to expand, I would have to get another place and sell this building and try to find a place that's affordable.
So would you say that you're more family orientated in the size of your shop now, but would you look at something, say, supermarket size?
Well, even if I were to move, I would still be more family oriented.
Yeah.
I enjoy having the kids come in here and just seeing their faces, their jaws drop open, going, wow.
Yeah, look, I think I would be exactly that myself if I visited your store. I'd want to bring my tent and move in.
Sure?
Don't agree too soon, I might be on the plane tomorrow.
That's fine, we got room.
You know, I'm absolutely fascinated in what you do, and I think you're an absolutely brilliant guy, my friend. I'm just wondering, when you very first put your hands around a magazine, did you actually think, well, this is what I'm going to do for life?
Oh, wow, that's an old time. Let's see here. I can remember reading comics back when I was about 8 or 9 years old. And I was just fascinated then. And I think I can remember getting out a blank piece of paper and drawing over the pages so that I would be able to take the pictures with me because my parents would not let me take them to school.
Right, yeah, I get that. In fact, you and I have something in common there because I used to stencil over the images as well and tried my hand at freestyling them as we got on in life. The one of the most famous magazines that I used to relate to, or I can relate to, was a magazine called Commando.
Okay.
Do you have any copies of those?
Commando, that was the war series, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think I have any up here right now.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, Barbara's putting her hand up. She says, I have a copy of one. You know, the reason why I asked that is they used to be the comics that we had floating around our house when we were kids. Dad being an ex-army guy himself, he didn't mind reading them himself, if you know what I mean. So us kids, we would pick them up and read them as well. And they became a big part of our family. So, we were, even though it was war-orientated, they were very entertaining.
Well, I do have war comics, just not that particular one.
Okay. As I say, that's the pretty much the one that stands out for me. And Dad used to be able to relate to us because, of course, he would bring out the old war stories himself. My father was basically a desert rat. He used to go through the African desert with a bayonet. And he would look for landmines.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, he was that kind of guy. Yeah. I'm sure he didn't have a brain cell to blow apart, to be honest, sometimes, but he was very, very talented in what he did. And being a returned serviceman himself, I'm sure that just sitting down to a war comic every now and again sort of, well, it gave Mum a break. And of course it taught us kids how to be able to read big words like Achtung.
Attention in German, I know that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have a German DJ coming out of Dortmund, Germany. He'd be very happy to know that I can still speak his language. So, unbeknownst to you right now, Barbara is actually filming all of this, and we're going to send you a copy of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, you see, we would love to be able to get you on Skype and be able to see you while we're interviewing you. And this is actually an experiment because we've never done this with Barbara's phone before. So I'm just wondering, are you comfortable there? Are you okay? And should I play another song and give you a chance to go and get a coffee or something?
Oh, I'm fine. But if you need to pay the bills, go ahead and play the song.
Okay, look, exactly that. So we're going to go with Shawn Mendes, Honest.
Yes, Grant, I have a copy of one of the Commando
Wow, I tell you
comics. I'll bring it in.
what. I tell you what, you better tell Paul that because it might be worth something.
I have a copy of one of the Commando comics.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I was jamming to the music for a second there.
Oh,
Fair enough,
we're
fair
talking
enough.
on this, but we can't see anything. Yeah, I'll find it when I go home and I'll bring it back. Oh, here we go.
To the cover.
Yeah, I will if I can find it. I know I've got one. I saw it the other day. Yeah, so what would that be worth?
20 cents.
I'll have to take a look at it and see what issue it is, and then I can look it up in the book, and then I can let you know how much it is.
You know, I'm a collector myself.
You got a little bit of an echo there. What was that, Barb?
I've got it. I am a collector of antique dolls, pre 1930.
Wow.
Yeah.
1930.
Yeah, I've got one that's 1898.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have many books of reference on different things that I've collected, so I know what you're talking about, price guide. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a bluette made in France, a doll, and it's worth about 4,000 US dollars. Yeah. It's not my retirement fund, though. It's not worth that much. But a comic 2 million, I can't get my head around that. Can you, Grant?
No, I can't. That's just
Yeah.
weird money. It really is.
Yeah.
Listen, I've got a giveaway that I'm going to do.
So you okay, Paul?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I don't know what Grant's doing here, but he's doing something, as always.
It's time for me to do a giveaway.
He's doing a giveaway. You okay to hang on there?
Sure.
It's not costing you a fortune?
Oh, this is such fun.
See you there.
Anyway, I'll just pump them back through the desk as well. It's the sound of John Mendes. He's just trying to be honest. It is at 9 after 9 o'clock and 17 degrees. If you hear voices in the background right now, we're talking to Paul Worley, the store owner of Bennie's Comics and Cards, coming out of Sharon, Pennsylvania. We're going to get back to him momentarily, but it's that time, folks. Yes, I'm going to give you a chance to win a copy of Pine Top Lightning's Roll. Now, today's catchword and catchphrase is moon pie. You give me a call on 07323 7695 and I will give you this very last copy. And I got to be honest with you, it is the last copy, and I have the last t-shirt to give away as well. It's been a good series to be able to give that away. So don't forget, the word for today is moon pie. But in the meantime, here's Pine Top Lightning, Living Like a King. Sorry about that, Paul. I just had to give away a prize for people, if you know what I mean.
No problem. And the key word is moon pie.
It is. Do you want? You win. Do you want it?
You win. Do you want it? No, I'm just joking.
They're a great band, actually. They're from South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah, they're an awesome band.
They're an awesome band. Ah.
And if you ever run into them, or even speak to John about them, I'm sure he's familiar with them. Check them out. They're a great band.
Okay, sure.
Ask me if he knows.
Good old boys.
Anthrax.
And have you heard of the band Anthrax?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Okay, we've got an interview with the former lead singer of Anthrax next Thursday. Not this Thursday coming, next week.
Yep, next week. Next Thursday.
Yeah, he's put a whole new band together, and called it Voices of
Extreme.
Extreme.
Be your Wednesday, our Thursday. 5 p.m. your time, 11 a.m. our time.
Oh, hold on. Phone's going off.
Oh, hang on.
Studio.
Is that,
Yes, you got it right. Moon Pie. Very, very cool. Who am I speaking to? Trevor Bow. And where are you from, Trevor? Oh, okay. How's the weather up there in Auckland? Great, great. Okay, Trevor, hey, look, I'll pass you back to the desk and they'll get all your information and get that in the mail to you straight away. Thank you very much for being the winner. Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, well, that's good. That's gone.
Yeah. Big fan.
Here we go. He's going back on air.
Anyway, I'll put you back through the desk.
And then we can chat to you again. Woohoo! This is fun.
It's the sound of Pine Top Lightning, living like a king. And yes, the code word for today was Moon Pie, and we've given it away. Congratulations to Trevor Bow, coming out of Manurewa in Auckland. Yeah, we're going to get that in the mail to you straight away, my friend. And you were telling me that you know the band and you're a big fan of them. Well, you know, that's not hard, Trev. It really isn't. Glad that you picked up the last copy. And, you know, we're going to throw in the very last T-shirt for you as well. So that's that competition over and done with. And if we can get DB Bryant or even Moon Pie, Big Love, one of those guys to send us some more stuff, we'll continue giving it away for you. In the meantime, we're talking to Paul Worley, Bennie's Comics and Cards, coming out of Sharon, Pennsylvania. You know, what a lovely man this man is. And I hope you're comfortable there, Paul.
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm sorry that I had to do a little giveaway in the middle of our interview here. But unfortunately, the boss is sitting there going, hey, listen, you've got to go back to work. And I'm sure you know what that's like. Now,
Well, I am the boss here, so.
oh, no. You may be the front person, but I'm sure your wife has a lot to play in the role.
Okay, you got me there.
Yeah, much like mine. I tend to think that I'm fooling myself by saying that I am the business person of the radio station, but that's not right. It's just not right. She will hammer me if I say things like that. And I got to be honest with you, Paul, this radio station wouldn't work the way it does without the women that drive this station. And I'm not only talking about my wife, but the very famous Barbara here. She works so hard to get me such great talent to be able to interview, and people like yourself. Now, you have...
Thank you, Barbara.
Oh, thank you.
She is the very, very stalwart of being able to bring me great interviews. Now, you reference that you have a company or a book that you find prices for rare items. Now, where would we, in layman's terms, where would we find that if we had something that we wanted to prize?
Oh boy, there's a lot of different places. Sometimes the auction sites are a good place to look for some of these rarer items. Whether it's on eBay or if you go to comicconnect.com, they have auctions. The heritage galleries have auctions. They all have very good selections and high quality items that they would be happy to send to you.
Awesome. Now, do you peruse these all the time yourself and see if there's something there that you would absolutely like to get your hands on?
Let's see. Usually the things that I see are outside my price range. Read off the top, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to look, but I'm not going to buy.
I absolutely get that. But, you know, from time to time, surely you might find something that just absolutely has to be.
True. My main collecting things are anything that deal with the original Planet of the Apes movies.
Okay.
So if I were to find something like the costume that Roddy McDowell wore in the movie, I would probably do everything I could to try to find enough money to pay for it.
Speaking of Roddy McDowell, you know that he was born here in New Zealand.
No, he was not.
You don't think so?
No, he was born in Wales.
Have another look. We claim them. We're like Australians. If we like somebody, we'll claim them.
Blame everybody, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know your time is precious, and I'm being given the royal look at. I'm going to have to go back to work. Paul, it's been a pleasure talking to you this morning. Maybe we can do this again in the near future. But I wish you all the best with your forthcoming movie that you're going to be starring in. And hopefully that you'll be able to keep a few of the props yourself, maybe the priest's outfit or something like that. Personally, I'd like to keep the girl. But I'm going to have to move on now. And I thank you very, very much for taking out all of your time this morning for talking with us. Is there anything in particular you'd like to pass on to our listeners? And believe me, we've got, just having a quick look here, online 2,744,000 hooked in and listening to you. Is there anything in particular you'd like to pass on to them? Maybe invite them into your store.
Oh, wow. 2 million listeners. Woo!
Yeah, almost 3.
The pressure. Well, of course, I want to wish everybody a great holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And if you do get a chance to get in contact with me, I'm on Facebook. You can always go through Grant or Barbara. They'll be happy to pass along my information. And I look forward to hearing from everybody.
Thank you very much, Paul. It has been an absolute pleasure talking to you this morning. And yes, if you are looking for comics, cards, or anything like that, you can contact us. We'd be more than happy to put you in touch with Paul. And Mr. Worley, thank you. And we wish you a very happy and safe festive season. And we'd love to be able to chat to you again in the very near future.
All right, Grant. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Paul. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
DJ Grant on Mixing. More music, more Galaxy Mix.
There you go.
Okay, Paul. We'll say goodbye and we'll get on with the breakfast show. It's been awesome chatting to you. What a wonderful interview that was.
I was happy to do it.
Yeah, we loved it. I think Grant could talk about this all day.
Yeah, I love comics. I do. You've started something again in me, Paul, and I don't know whether to thank you or to swear at you.
And, you know, it's been fun, something that we didn't know we were going to be doing this morning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Paul, the next time that you're going to do something special, like an in-house stuff, you know, with your dress-ups and stuff like that, please think of us here in New Zealand and how boring we are, and would love to be able to be in your store joining you at the time.
Okay.
Maybe you could Skype us with them.
Yeah, if you get your Skype working.
Oh, yeah, we're trying to get that working.
Yeah, so we can see you. I did get a photo of you, though.
Yep, I saw you take the picture.
Yes, I gave them to you on Messenger.
Yes, I see that.
Yeah.
Now, Barbara will pass on the video that she's making at the moment. I do apologise that I had to do a giveaway in the middle of that.
Oh, don't worry.
but unfortunately, that's the nature of the game up here.
Oh, sure.
So thank you very, very much, Paul. Is there anything that we can send you in return for your comics?
My Commando comic.
Backstage passes to a concert here in Pittsburgh.
Who are you looking at going to see?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Anybody.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We're looking at doing something in the very near future with a band called Nickelback.
Nickelback, yes.
And we're hoping to try and talk them into coming to do a tour here in New Zealand, because Barbara does